Welcome back. This is the second replay video for Graf Zeppelin. It's not really a replay, we're about to just go play it live, but ultimately we've done a review of the ship, we've done the first battle with 121, now we're going to play the Graf Zeppelin with 203. Now if you haven't seen the video on the setup of the Graf Zeppelin, what's unique, what's different, go check that out. If you haven't seen the video or play 121, you've got to go see it. It's an insanely stupid game, which I'm sure you'll enjoy immensely. But as of right now, I'm going to play the setup that I like the least because it involves the least amount of skill and the most amount of RNG. So, let's go. When I mean RNG, I mean we're relying on matchmaking giving us favourable ships for us to bomb. Then we're relying on RNG to hit those ships, and then we're relying on RNG to do damage to said ships. However, it's all a lift-click fiesta, so we can just use our mouse hand and tell planes to auto-drop on targets. Now, manual dropping will get you more bombs to hit on target, but ultimately you can just left-click, and it's almost as successful. Let's see, what kind of matchmaking have we got? It's taking its sweet time. Thank you. Tier 10s. Great! So we have an enemy carrier. It's also a Zeppelin, divvied up with the Monarch. I don't know if the Monarch's good. The Torpedos, I think, are good. I think we can go after the Torpedos, just like the American AP bombs could. I'm not sure about the tier 10s. I know the American AP bombs are very good against the Moins and Hindenburgs and that type of stuff, and Zals, but I'm not sure against the 8s. We don't have torpedo bombers, so we can't go after this Fletcher either. So we can't go after the destroyers. So we'll see what we can do here. It's kind of a learning experience for me as it is you, because I haven't really played that many games with 203. I tell a lie, this is the first game and the last game I'll be playing with 203 Zeppelin, because I personally prefer torpedo bombers. But we do have a lot more fighter reserves. We have our fighter reserves, our 12 fighters going up and our 12 in reserve. So it's two full kind of wave blocks, but you know, it's reasonable numbers. We just need to be careful. And oh, okay, so the dive bombers prep first and then the fighters are ready. So we could do fighter first, then dive bomber first. That's interesting. And that's probably more preferential to do sight denial, some potential scouting, because you want to keep the dive bombers back and then just have them all attack the target at the same time. You don't want to send them one at a time because they could get focused down. You just want to group them up and just go blap. So another little thing we can do is we can set the 4 and 5 wave to follow the 3 wave, and then you just tell the 3 wave mare to move. And that way, you don't need to highlight them all at the same time. You don't have to over micro anything in particular. Just minor things if you're having things piggybacking. It seems our team is maybe going CB, so we'll kind of follow our Kid. Kid might have AA, probably has AA, so we can maybe use him as a kind of rallying point if we feel we're struggling against the enemy Zeppelin. The issue is the enemy Zeppelin 121 or is he 203? Because if he's 121, then he has one big fire wave that needs to be kind of careful with, but I'm sure we can sort of outplay him or make him waste his ammo, that type of stuff. Or just catch him with one wave and then pull back. Because we've got more plane reserves, we can afford to use our fighters in a slightly more spotting role. It doesn't matter too much if we lose a few planes at the beginning, especially since the enemy CV is limited in his own fighters as well. Probably. Let's see. Yeah, well, we're not going to be able to see the Fletcher unless we go all the way around, so that's not going to happen. Alright, so there's the enemy. Now, judging by the dive bomber size, that's 121. Because if he was not, he would only have a dive bomber wave of 6, but this one's obviously a dive bomber wave of 10. Now, I'm guessing he's attached, he's defensive fired, so there's a bigger circle panic, and he does an incredible amount of damage. For a defensive fire and a panic effect, he still does, what, like half, or a third of the Ibuki's health, and he's healing up now. Where are the torpedo bombers? That's what we want to know. He's obviously just flown the dive bomber. Now I'm actually be able to catch that dive bomber on the return path, so that's why I'm going to keep this one fire out here. And this is the advantage of 2 fire waves. I can have one guy go off and kind of catch this kind of errant wave, and I can keep the other one to kind of babysit in the center. And because he doesn't have the speed, he's only 135 knots, I should be able to catch him. Unlike, for example, a Japanese dive bomber that goes 161 knots compared to 135 with the Stuka, and then would be kind of caught off guard. Now here's another thing. these battleships, yeah, they do have good cumulative AA, right? But the AA ships are out of the position, so his fighter is there. If I tell him to AA that fighter, because he's kind of close, maybe I can just drop this Torpedo. Maybe. We'll see. Because I'm waiting for him to kind of drift ever so slightly away. Oh well. Okay. So I'm sending the fire first. The reason I'm doing this is to grab the catapult fire. Now, these guys are... the Megami could mess with this if he's got a defensive fire. We'll see. I could go after the Megami, but, you know, the Torpedo. It's a Torpedo, right? Yes, that's a defensive fire. So we're just going to left-click through a defensive fire and see what happens. I mean, it's a big area that I can miss. 6 bombs! 54k through a defensive fire. And that is what is wrong with the Graf Zeppelin. That's everything that's wrong with the Graf Zeppelin in a nutshell. It shouldn't be that easy to do damage. I shouldn't just be able to left-click a target and ignore everything about it, you know? No. Anyway, enemy carrier's probably up here. His dive bomber's way out of position. If he flies and double backs, he'll have lots of kind of AA splash. Oh, here comes the torpedo bomber, see if we can intercept them. And this is what I don't like. The fact is, against certain targets like the Torpedo, it'll do insane damage. You'll get a couple of bomb hits, even with the round circle drop pattern, and you pretty much kill the guy flat dead. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, and I'm just in front of him. Oh well, so much for stopping those bombs. Oh, he's deep water as well. Interesting. Well, the second wave was irrelevant. The first wave was what mattered. So this guy's 1-2-1 with deep water torpedoes and AP bombs. Huh. I wasn't going to stop them. I was going to panic them. So I was like, well, I probably need to try and strafe, and I didn't have a really good strafe, so it was kind of could have been better. But deep water torps, normal torps do the same amount of damage. They just can't hit destroyers. And they have a slightly higher flooding chance. I'm not sure why someone would take deep water torpedoes, to be honest, because the flooding chance can be made up for with either more hits or taking the flooding signals. So yeah, I mean, in this particular matchmaking, it's one ship that you can't go after, okay, but sometimes there's 4 or 5 destroyers in the game, and then what are you going to do? Charge at them with your hydro and your secondaries? That seems like a terrible idea. So I'm thinking, since the caps are not the greatest, we'll try and work on them and see. Cruiser-wise, there isn't that many here, although that Torpedo that I blapped is unfortunately still alive, I think. But we're going to try and hit that Ismo and see if we can do damage to the Ismo. Here. Because we don't have to go up at a certain angle. Ooh, hello, more torpedo bombers. Let's see if we just click on them for now, because we're focusing on our own thing. Oh, we could send one for the Torpedos and finish him off. It's tempting. Probably should do that. Hindenburg's actually going to get him if he's pushing that aggressively. So yeah, let's focus everything we can on our Ismo. So we're going to shoot him roughly somewhere in the middle, like that. Okay. Ouch! Ouch! Okay, we don't want to go this way because we don't have any allies here, so we're going to turn around. That's not even funny. That's just insane. That was easy. I just kind of flew straight at him, manual, not moving, boom, dead. Oh, well, that was stupid by the Hindenburg. I mean, what? Oh, okay, you got torps off. Okay, he's got good. Doesn't actually connect. But still, I don't see why he needed to push up like that. That seemed like unnecessarily desperate. Oh wow, he even hit him. Oh, nice. Oh, nearly. Okay, well, I could probably maybe try and finish that off. Okay, well, we're still not doing great in terms of cap points. This Torpedo should die. That Megami is low, he should die. So it's really about what can we do about this side, and we've got enough fighting force to deal with it. But in terms of the Graf Zeppelin, it's a blapping death machine. So you can go after Ismos, tier 9 battleships, which you can't do with American AP bombs. American AP bombs do practically no damage to tier 9 and 10 battleships. We know that the AP bombs are good against Montanas as well. I know that from experience. Yamatos, they probably do good damage to Yamato as well. You know what? If we get the opportunity to hit the Yamato without the Des Moines interfering with us, we'll give that a go. But it's like selective targeting. I know that's not good in Conquerors. I haven't actually tried Lions or Kurfürsts yet either. But it's just, it's like, good against some, not good against others, but then it's so easy on some. Like, I could have left-clicked that Ismo and probably deleted them, because I'd only needed 2 waves. The third wave was, like, overkill. And that's what I don't really like. Like, I can barely micro these fires, and maybe I strafe a little bit, blah, 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 you know. And it's super noob-friendly, which I suppose you could say is a good thing, but it's noob-friendly and too powerful. Like, I shouldn't be able to left-click on something and get 100,000 damage from 2 left-clicks through a defensive fire, one of them? What? Yeah, exactly. Right, Monarch. Could be close to DM. So, we'll see. Let's see if we can get after this fire. Only way he wins is... Oh, he wants to strafe. He doesn't want to strafe. Well, I'm going to try and intercept the torpedo bombers because I've got more fighters here. So the only thing that could really help him is the Fletcher's AA, which isn't really being the case. So we want to try and get in the way of the torpedo bombers and intercept them. Oh, okay. Well, there goes him. Okay, so we get the torpedo bombers. That's great. I don't know where the Des Moines is, because he can be quite stealthy, but the fact is, I'm looking for what might be capping, or what might be coming this direction. Zhao is there, the Monarch's there. I could maybe... Oh, there's the Des Moines. He's right in the middle of where I want him to be, because I can't go for the Monarch or the Yamato. Maybe if he moves out of position, I can hit the Yamato. I don't think hitting the Hindenburg is a smart idea, because you get a defensive fire, he could cause panic, he could kill plane losses. I don't know where the kid's going. The kid sort of... Oh, he's trying to find the Fletcher. Let's see if I can't help spot him from the rear. Okay, so the Des Moines, I think, is too far away for the Yamato. I think he's just too far back, so let's see what we do against the Yamato. Now, I'm going to try and manual this to get as many bombs as I can roughly in the middle. It's a bit late. Something... Oh, it's too far back. No. It's too far in the back. I should just left-click. Like, and that's one of the things where I can try and manual... I need to perhaps leave the manual tool, or leave it much further forward. See, and the problem is that will delete that instantly. And I can't get there in time. Well, he's already dead anyway. I couldn't stop that if I wanted to. Plus, he's inside of Des Moines' AA bubble over there. That would just wreck the fire planes. So the enemy destroyer is dead. That's great. I guess I can just spot with this fighter. What's left? The Zhao? Okay, the Zhao. If they can kill the DM, that would be helpful. Oh, there's a Zhao. It's a close game. It's going to come down to probably ship kills rather than base caps. Possibly. Question is whether or not the Hindenburg can be punished and finished off, or the Zhao can be finished off. I mean, they're kind of low, and whether this Kurfürst can do meaningful damage to these guys here. Okay, we'll group them up. Now I could send the cruisers north, and I mean the bombers north, and I could go for the Zhao, and I could go for the Hindenburg, or I could go for this battleship. Ooh, nice. Okay, if he gets the Des Moines, I can definitely help him with the battle. I should help this out with the south, right? The BBs there can deal with the Zhao and the Hindenburg. I'll just keep them spotted. I'll keep it then protected with the fighters. And the issue is, see, the Des Moines healing up. Oh no, no, no! Like, oh, I can't get the fire there in time. That's gonna hurt him quite a bit. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to try and hit the Yamato. Maybe he's just outside the Des Moines AA range, maybe. And this time, I'm not gonna auto drop him, I'm just gonna left click on him. Alright? So, we got 1v1 plane down. And there you go. That was silly. 9 hits with just a left click. It's quite frustrating, to be honest. Ooh, 320. There we go. He's down. Now you can maybe kill the Yamato off. Oh, but you're super low yourself. Everyone's kind of spread out. I can't be everywhere at once. So now this Bismarck is going to die, and the kid's too far away, isn't giving a defensive fire, not a defensive fire would work. That is going to blap that battleship. Oh, wow. He's using high explosive? Or the bombs went all over the place there. I don't know what's going on in that sense. He should have totally wrecked him. Okay, we'll keep the fire over there, and we'll keep that one over there to take over. Get our dive bombers out again. I mean, they're pretty close, but I'm fairly certain if the Yamato dies here to a fire, we can try left-clicking on the Monarch and seeing what happens. Let's spot the Zao and the Hindenburg here. Maybe the two battleships going north can finish them off. Maybe. Doesn't seem like they're actually able of doing that. Is the Yamato going to finish off? He is on fire. He's trying to heal. I really don't want to waste one of the bombs on him. I want to go for the Monarch first. I'd like to think he would... no, he's not. He's going to survive. Alright. We'll send one after him. Assuming it kills him, then we'll send the remaining two for the Monarch. And just left click. If I manual, I risk losing and missing. If I left click, what is it? He's lost one plane. So he's now down to a wave of 5. He's locked in. Hits the center. Boom. 3 bombs. 3k. Easy peasy. Okay, guy's got catapult fire. Oh wow, the kid is not capping B, is he? He doesn't really know what to do. So now we'll left click here, but the fire's in the front, which means he will get this guy first. Oh, it's actually come back to land. We don't have to worry about that. If you can't click on it, then it's just landing. Okay. How much does this do? It's lost 2 planes. Missed 3 bombs though, 17k. That's really powerful, actually. 35 health. Hindenburg. It's pretty close. The Monarch needs to die, so we'll put the dive bombers on him. Maybe he dies from the kid fire. The Hindenburg needs to die to give us a little bit more time from the Lion. There goes the shots. The issue is more dive bombers on the Lion. The Lion's going to die to dive bombers and torpedo bombers. Trying to spot and cover in this thing is just when the team's all spread out. Oh wow, he didn't even... Did he finish him? He did. Okay, so it's something, I guess. Let's see if we can't get these... recall the fires. Let's see if we can't kill off these dive bombers so they don't be a nuisance elsewhere. Alright, 6k. Left click. Oh. Bomber's out. Oh, he's shooting at me a bit. 1 bomb. Easy peasy. So now what's left? Zao. Okay then. The kid you'd think would have a defensive fire to defend himself. I have a defensive fire to defend myself, which... I suppose I should do, considering how I've used my damage control. I don't want to get anything unduly hitting on me. Let's go for the Zao. Got it. Good. So we're just going to go straight across. He needs to get to A. It's 2 minutes 30. That's not really going to matter. We're going to lose this in points because we need to kill the enemy carrier. So this is like the weirdest game ever. But the amount of damage you've done just from left clicking on stuff. Stupid. Alright. No idea where the enemy carrier is, and that's the problem. We don't know what the carrier is. We'd have to kill the carrier because we're down on 2 minutes. Even if we did capture the A point, and even if we did kill Zao, we're so far back on points, it's going to make no difference. Oh, wow. Another low health cruiser. I wonder what's going to happen now. Has he got defensive fire up? Let's watch. No. Is that Hydro? Okay. Oh, he's over here, I think. So we've bought a little bit more time now. It gets the kid up to the A. Alright, so hello. We need to kill him in the next minute and 15 seconds. Alright. So they're not going to win on points in terms of getting 1,000 because we'll stall the A cap. But we're not going to kill the carrier. He's going to defensive fire. So now the armor-piercing bombs, I'm fairly certain, don't work against a Zeppelin versus another Zeppelin. They do like negligible damage. So he's going to probably have a defensive fire up. So let's watch. It doesn't. Okay, so we'll let this one auto drop. That's an auto drop with 4 planes. 1 bomb hit. Alright, so now we'll manual drop. Four hits. 3,360 in the middle of the ship. Inconsistency of dive bombers in a nutshell. Why is it that it does stupendously well against certain ships and absurdly badly against others? Anyway, we knew it was going to lose this game because we left it too long. But I was like, what the hell? 181k from just auto dropping and a couple of plane kills. That's Graf Zeppelin in a nutshell. Some damage, ridiculous to others. I mean, we look at the damage numbers up here on the top. It was like 50k, 50k, 40k. We should actually check the damage here. So we'll check the score and then we'll check the damage and detailed numbers. Yeah, so we got plane kills. We couldn't have fended off the Graf Zeppelin single fighter. That was okay. We got a bunch of ship kills because we just blapped battleships. I mean, that's kind of what it does. It can go after cruisers as well, and anything that's low as well, we also kind of kill steal, but finished off, kill secured. In damage report, we did 53k to the Izumo, and that's he could have had more health, and we could have wrecked him. That's 12 bombs that connected, but he just got absolutely slammed, and that was an auto drop. The Yamato we did 45k to. Now we did a bad tail manual drop that hit a lot of the tail sections, didn't do any meaningful damage, but then we got an auto drop and that just nuked them. Let me go fish, right? Monarch is also susceptible, although the bombs, the first wave splashed a lot around him, not actually on him, but the second wave kind of wounded him and the third wave kind of finished him off. Zao was critically wounded, so it didn't really matter. The Turpets, we absolutely slammed at the beginning, and yet the Graf Zeppelin we hit with 5 bombs and we did 4,200 damage. And it was like centerline hits as well. So yeah, some ships you do a lot of damage with AP bombs, some ships you don't. And you need to figure out who you're good against and who you're not, and what you can and what you can't do. Like, we would have not done anything to a destroyer this game. So if the matchmaking was a heavy destroyer game, what are you going to do? I guess what I'm trying to say is, the Zeppelin is not a versatile ship in the sense that the Shokaku is or the Enterprise is, and to an extent also the Lexington if you take HE. It can't do... It's not like a jack of all trades that can do everything. It is very, very focused and specializes at certain elements that it can do, but it does it so well that in random battles, you're going to have a lot of fun on the Graf Zeppelin if this is how they release it. If this is how they release it, you're going to have a ton of fun. And you can choose between the 203, which is more of a noob-friendly, just left-click adventure, or you can play the more skillful 121, which gives you slightly more jack-of-all-trade balance approach to attack everything, kind of influence the game differently. But you would obviously have to be super conservative with your fighters. So I would say the skill ceiling is definitely much higher on the 121, and the skill floor is ridiculously high on the 203. There you go. That's Graf Zeppelin in a nutshell. We'll see if they do any additional tests and elements. I have made recommendations, submitted certain elements to Wargaming, but this is the design brief. A light fighter, heavy strike carrier. That's Graf Zeppelin. And that's what we have, and that's what they're happy with, and this is probably the last test, and probably what we'll get. Anyway, thank you very much for watching these last 3 videos. I hope you enjoyed the Graf Zeppelin. I'm sure it's going to be highly contentious because nobody enjoys getting deleted. Black by Dammers, you can't do anything about it. And I agree. I think the armor-piercing dive bombs are broken. Not only on not only on the German, but also the American carriers. But maybe that's something that's fixing the carry word. But as of all, for now, goodbye, and I'll see you next time.